What is up, everybody, here on a Victory Monday as the Pittsburgh Steelers win in convincing fashion in week 3. That's the story of the day as the Pittsburgh Steelers go out there and really take control of the ball game yesterday in the second half against the Chargers and had a first half in which they bent, but they did not break. And I gotta say, I'm really truly pleased with the leap that Justin Fields has taken, with the leap this defense has taken in terms of its speed, agility, its ability to get to the quarterback with limited numbers, its ability to control the pace of a game, the offense, its ability to find what it needs in the moments that they are needed. And that's all you can ask from a football team. Are there still holes? Absolutely. Is this team still a work in progress? Absolutely. But you are seeing growth each and every week, something to build off for your Steelers each and every game that they play. And that is all that you can ask for. Now, if you want me to sit here and say that everything is still, or everything right now for the Steelers is amazing and that they are just going to rattle off wins, they are going to go undefeated, they are going to make it to the playoffs, win the Super Bowl, and never lose a game, you're at the wrong show. But hey, I'm here to tell you this. I think the Steelers have showed you something that is very exciting. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers have showed you something that you could really build upon as a fan and just really hang your hat on something here that you haven't been able to in years past. The Pittsburgh Steelers have been able to steadily get better. You saw the utilization of the middle of the field. You saw the mixing it up by Justin Fields. You saw the play calling becoming a little bit more loose. You saw things that you haven't seen in quite some time. And that is exciting. And yes, there are still situations in which Justin Fields himself has to do some things a little bit better. There are some situations in which this offensive line, well, not some, a lot of situations that this offensive line has to do better. There are some things in terms of injuries that are haunting the Steelers, and they haven't been quite able to get away from this injury bug. But, however, there is what? Building. There is every single week something new to add to this Steelers arsenal. Every single week you could say in these little shows that we do, hey, the Steelers did this better. They got better here. They started to do things that are necessary in order to be successful. You saw the Steelers take a 2-game lead inside the AFC North yesterday. Now the Bengals, even if they win tonight, the Steelers still hold that 2-game lead, being 3-0. The rest of the division would be 1-2. That is something exciting considering the gauntlet they have to run in the back half of the season in terms of divisional game after divisional game, with a game with Kansas City, with a game with Philadelphia sprinkled in there. But if you see this Steelers team that played yesterday, Sunday, against the Chargers at home at Acrisure Stadium, if you see that same football team come out and play teams like the Chiefs, like the Ravens, like the Browns, like the Bengals, like the Eagles, I could see this team beating anybody in this league if they play that way. If they come out and they do those things, if they come out and they are balanced and they are able to control the line of scrimmage at times, able to allow Justin Fields to get the ball down the football field, if they are able to provide steady, solid coaching, making adjustments, that team that I saw yesterday in Acrisure Stadium, that team there can win, and they can win in bunches, and they can do something special. Now, again, the wheels may fall off of this thing, guys. We may be overly hyped, but why not enjoy it while it's here? Why not enjoy it while your Pittsburgh Steelers hold a commanding 2-game lead inside of the AFC North? Why not enjoy it as your Pittsburgh Steelers run to 3-0 here early in this season when every national media, every person in the national media said that the Steelers would be basement dwellers, said that the Steelers had no chance, said that the Steelers were going to be absolute dog shit. However, here we are with the Steelers. Not any of those things. showing what they are about week in, week out, showing that they probably have the best defense in the entire NFL, led by the best defensive player in TJ Watt, coming up in monster moments, showing that they have the depth that is necessary to win. When you know I preach that constantly, depth, depth, depth. Depth is the key. Depth wins championships. I know that sounds crazy sometimes. I just think it does. I think if you have the depth in place, I think that that gets you moving, keeps you moving throughout the season. And you're seeing the emergence sometimes here and there of young talent that maybe you didn't think was going to be a superstar, but I think that they quite possibly could be, one being Nick Herbig yesterday. Coming up in monster moments, being required to come into the game when Alex Highsmith goes out with that groin injury. Here comes Nick. What does Nick do? All Nick does is make big plays. Yeah, he's going to miss a tackle or something here and there. He's going to make a mistake here and there, but he's going to make those splash plays. He's going to make up for it. He's going to get the ball back for the Pittsburgh Steelers. That kid got a motor. That young man can get it done. And if you're the Steelers, when you just got to witness what speed on both edges really does for you, I don't know how you don't give Nick Herbig more and more responsibility week in, week out. Does this make Alex Highsmith all of a sudden expendable? No. Alex is a solid ball player, a ball player that can get it done, a ball player that plays at a very high level. I love Alex Highsmith, and you keep that depth. You keep this in place. What about DeMarvin Leal, a guy that's been a Swiss Army knife for the Steelers? Inside, outside, doing everything that is necessary. You're not hearing his name all the time, but that's okay because he's just out there being solid. You got to hand it to DeMarvin Leal, a guy that has been in the doghouse with poor play here over the last couple years. He's never been able to find his footing. Now all of a sudden, here's DeMarvin Leal getting it done. You have to be happy about that. You have to be able to be happy also about the back end of this Pittsburgh Steelers defense. Minkah Fitzpatrick, Deshaun Elliott, guys like that just keep making plays, that just keep offenses in check. Yes, the Steelers were giving up yards to Herbert, but they bent, but they never broke. The dam never exploded on that Steelers defense. They adjusted, they did the things necessary in order to succeed, and they made it happen. They made it happen, and they kept the Steelers in the ball game, and they made sure that the Steelers had an opportunity to come into the second half after halftime adjustments and really get the job done. So that is something to be excited about. The Steelers, again, utilized offensively its weapons. George Pickens got some targets. Pat Freiermuth got some targets. I'd like to see more. However, Justin Fields spread it around. Calvin Austin, guys, man, did he take a big leap. His work this offseason is starting to show. Big game, almost 100 yards receiving on 4 catches on 5 targets. A guy that scored a touchdown in a big moment from Justin Fields, a 55-yard strike, which was absolutely stellar. Just an amazing game by your Steelers. And I just want to say, I'm not going to be super negative about all of the things that I think could be fixed. Because why, guys? We need to relish in this moment a little bit. Relish in the fact that the national media is wrong yet again, and you shouldn't get your news from these people. So, yeah, the Steelers, we're here. They could be for real, guys. And it could be a scary football team if they are able to continue to put this thing together. Continue to come together as a complete team and win these games in the fashion that they are starting to win them, starting to show you what they can do. So yes, guys, I think the Steelers may be for real, and I think the rest of the NFL needs to be put on notice. Again, this whole thing could disintegrate and fall apart. We understand that. But for right now, the Pittsburgh Steelers are serious, and they are coming. And if I'm a team that's playing them, I wouldn't take them lightly because they could really derail anyone's season and really put an ass beating on you at any second, man. So until week 4, man, we'll see what happens there. But I think the Pittsburgh Steelers are really hot and ready to roll here, and I think they could quite possibly go to 4-0 against the Colts in Indianapolis next Sunday. So yeah, guys, join us tonight, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the show Steel City Live, only here on Mike Drop Sports. I'll be your host tonight, Jason, as always. So make sure, again, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And until then, man, we'll see you.